Buongiorno and welcome to LaVitaVariety. Today I'll be doing a different video, life in the countryside, and we have a wood burner and I want to show you how we use our wood burner, clean the wood burner, but also we will have some wood delivered, and I'm going to show you all of that. Life in the countryside. We live in Norfolk in the UK. If you look over here, these fences are about 2 or 3 years old. We replaced them and we used to have some very big and tall leyland or conifers, and they used to be very tall, very wide, about 3 meters from one end to the other. It used to be very shady here, so we did bite the bullet and decided to take them out. We used a young lad in the village called Bobby. He's a great guy, and he came and did the job for us. Bobby and his team did a great job because all of this was pretty much full of trees, and they took them out and then we put the new fences. What that means though is that we were able to put a new vegetable patch, as there was a lot more light from the sun, and we've been growing our own vegetables now for a few years, which is great. But today I will not be talking to you about the vegetables. I will be talking to you about the kindling, because the old fence panels, I've kept them with the intention of letting them dry and make kindling. So the next part is going to be me showing you how I make my kindling, and I've got about 3 or 4 years of supply. And look, there is a lump of ice on top of my water bath. And it's all kept here under this big piece of tarpaulin. It might not be foolproof, but it does the job quite nicely. And here is my stash of reusable wood, and as I'm digging down, it's really dry, and that will be the one I'll be using. And here is my wonderful garage. Oh, some people refer to it as my man cave. Safety first though, and the first job is to remove any unwanted nails, as I will be putting this through the saw, and clearly I do not want any nasty surprises. And I'm ready to start making some kindling. The saw is already set up from last time I did it. The blade is adjustable, but I'm happy where it is. And likewise, this is already set up for the ideal length of the door of my wood burner, but there is this little handle here which get unscrewed, and it can be made smaller or bigger, which is ideal depending on what sort of work I'm doing with this circular saw. Once again, safety first. Time to remove my Beano hat and put some proper safety equipment on, and away I go. And that is the lot for today. I think I've got enough for a few weeks anyway. While I'm at it, I'll give the garage a quick sweep, so there are always leaves coming in from outside. And look at this brush. Isn't this the most pathetic looking brush in the world? The thing is that I'm quite attached to it. It's quite emotional. I've had it for years, so I haven't got the heart to throw it away. This is a bit like Trigger's broom from Only Fools and Horses, a British sitcom program. He was a road sweeper, and he had a brush, and he said that he had the same brush for 17 years, but he had changed the handle about 11 times and the head about 15, but it was the same brush. There you go, this is back. And yes, my garage is a little bit of a mess, but please do not comment about it, otherwise you will be encouraging Julie to keep having a go at me. I'll tidy up, it's one of the jobs for the early spring. And I'll start bringing my kindling indoors to completely dry. And that is my lot, and as you can see I've got a respectful amount of kindling. Close the door next. And I will leave it here on the floor for about a week. That will be a good enough time for it to completely dry before I can start using as kindling. And I'm pretty much done for today. And this hat, you'll have to excuse me, keep going down and it's driving me mad. Talking of which, there are 3 types of heat when you are chopping or cutting wood. And I'll tell you the first one today, which is what I've done now. As you can see, I'm really hot and sweaty. And that is the first form of free heat you get from cutting wood. It's great exercise and it keeps you nice and warm. Also, I've ordered a load of wood from my neighbours actually, Gary and Francis, Bobby's mum and dad. They're wonderful people. They've got a woodyard and that is what they do for laying. They have supplied us with wood for years and years, and it's really good because it's hardwood, great quality, nice and dry, and it burns wonderfully but also lasts a long time. I've ordered it a couple of days ago and I'm expecting for it to be delivered within the next few days. As and when it gets delivered, I will continue this film. So see you later and ciao ciao for now. I need to match you. So what's this wood, Francis?
So we've got a mixture on there of hardwood. You've got ash, you've got oak, you've got some beech on there.
Lovely. How long has it been drying for?
This has been drying for nearly 18 months to 2 years. Just come out of the barn. I've been lying in the yard for about a year. And
Oh,
then
good.
It's been in there for the next sort of 8 to 9 months.
So it'll burn well.
It should burn very well.
Jolly good.
Definitely. So
Jolly
it gets
good.
all nicely under cover now. You know.
In the shade,
and,
yeah.
Don't get no rain on it.
Lovely. And are you going or are you going to help me now?
No, I'm going because I'm too busy to help you. But your lovely wife behind the camera will.
I will.
See you later, ciao.
right.
I'll ping you the money later.
See you,
Francis,
Gary.
Okay, see you later. Bye.
Cheers, Gary. Have a good day. Remember, just buzz. The next job is to tidy up the wood shelter. Every so often, once a year maybe, when I've got time, I'll just give it a good clean.
Most of this is just leaves and little bits of wood.
This is a mixture of little pieces of wood, which I will use for kindling, and also leaves, which blow from the trees. The kindling will go in my fire, of course, and the leaves will go in Julie's compost bin.
Yeah. All clean.
Okay. These are the ashes from the fire, and I'll pour them inside this sieve first. Ashes will add nutrients to the compost which will go in the garden, but inevitably there is maple in there. If you look here, there's some nails and so on.
And some big lumps that
some
don't
big
really
lumps
want.
as well. So we collect those and they'll go in a bucket. And once in a while the metal man comes and we give it to them, and they will do whatever they do with them, recycling I suspect. And the leaves go in to create more compost. We also add kitchen food waste here, such as peels from potatoes or carrots. Anything that is organic will go in there, with the exception of chicken bones or fish bones, which will go into a compost that then get collected by the local authority, and they will be disposed with other compost. Not aware what they do with it, but
No,
we do our
they
bit.
superheat it and create their own compost, which they
Yes, I
sell or
guess
put
so.
on fields or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
And believe it or not, we have to water our compost. I think it helps with the fermentation. So this is rainwater, which is ideal.
Yeah, nothing will compost down if it's not damp.
And off he goes. Until next time. And just for completeness, this compost here is about what, 12 months old now, Julie?
Well, I think I finished it in about the spring.
About the spring. And this is ready. We will be using this in the spring when we will start our vegetable patch again. And you can see it's so lovely and full of nutrients from our own kitchen. Another bin we have for our kitchen waste is the wormery, and this is more filled with eggs, shells and banana, the odd piece of cardboard. I think they're asleep. I'll just see if I can
Put your glove on, you might not want to.
wake one up.
You might not want to root around in there without a glove on, dear. Yeah, if you go down and gently lift back.
These are
They're all oh, you
There
can
you
see
go.
there's the odd one or two. Yeah, they're all right down low because it's cold, so they get themselves right in the middle so they can keep warm.
Julie refers to them as her girls.
Yeah, yeah. They make a lovely compost tea, which comes out the bottom.
Not for drinking though.
No, no.
Okay, let's go and stack the wood. And to collect this lot will take me about 20 minutes, and this is the second form of free heat, as it will keep me nice and warm and exercised. This is an old gate I use to keep the wood off the floor because sometimes the rain finds its way in, but I've only got one. Also a pallet would be good enough, but I don't have a pallet, so at the least some of the wood will not sit in water. If you have got a pallet and you'd like to donate it to me, you know where I am. Thank you. These are feather edge boards which come from my old fences, and there are some drain pipes in here, so to avoid damaging them I've built a little structure, including obviously all of this enclosure, to ensure that they don't get damaged, and also the air circulates nicely, so ideal.
Yep. My turn to stack. I'm actually better at this. It's like a jigsaw puzzle.
I don't know why you say you're better.
Because whenever I do the inside, I get way more in than what you lot do.
There you go. I can't win with you, can I?
No. Is that the lot?
No.
No, there's more. There's more?
Oh, yeah, there's more.
There's more.
And these are the last couple of wheelbarrows. I purposely left some of the smaller pieces because they would be perfect for kindling and starting the fire. We are pretty much finished in the wood shelter, and this will be going indoors.
Okay, so I'm done. We've managed to keep the wood all off the floor. Everything is on top of that piece of wood, and now we need to start packing it away in our house.
You're quite hard working if you want to, aren't you?
Well, I need the heat, and it's cold here. I need to have some more wood indoors.
This shelter, by the way, was strategically built when we built our conservatory. We asked the builder to leave this gap specifically for us to store wood. Julie and I built this timber frame and some timber. This is 3x3, which is also anchored to the floor using some steel, what they call spikes, which you use for fencing. And the top has got this corrugated roof, and it's on a slight gradient so that the water effectively don't stay there and it comes on the floor. So within its imperfection it's perfect for us. The imperfection being that some of the water, you can see here, it does actually travel back, but it's not a big deal, not a lot. And it's nice to have a little bit of imperfection in life. If life was perfect, it would be boring. Like this, we have to use our brain to come to solutions.
And the other good thing about this little cubby hole is that in the summer I can put my big box in there with all the cushions and chairs and things all in, so it's really handy. Really handy.
This wood will last us now for about 6 to 8 weeks as we are in the depth of winter. So early spring we will reorder a new load. We will do the same again. And that will then take us up until the autumn, because in the summer we only use wood for our pizza oven. And then we start again.
So this is the cupboard where we keep our wood indoors. Just use my handy door stop. Just need to give it a quick clean. Get the worst out. And that can go on the fire later.
I am the donkey and I bring the wood in.
And I'm the genius who fits it all in the cupboard. Okay, that's the last one. I don't think I can get any more in there, to be honest. And that's why I packed the cupboard.
Yes, yes.
There we go.
And the wood is in, and the next job is to sweep the chimney, something which I do twice a year. Last time I did it was in the summer after the end of the season, and I'm doing it now in January, and then I'll do it again in the summer. So I'm going to show you what to do there. And it's getting really, really hot, hyperventilating, so I think it's time to strip off. Very important, especially if, like me, you suffer from mild asthma. Very important, especially if, like me, you do lots of cooking. The first thing I will do is to empty the tray from all of the ashes, and this, as I've shown you before, will go in my compost bin, or in Julie's compost bin outside. And the bag I'm using is a compostable bag, recyclable bag, and that will go in a brown bin, which will then be collected by the local authorities. This is a little fire guard, which I remove for easiness. And believe it or not, this is about 10 days of ashes which we have been collecting.
Well, we do have the wood burner on at the moment, don't we, from about 3 in the afternoon right through till when we go to bed, really, so we are using it a lot at the moment to keep warm.
And I'll leave a little inside, as it is recommended to leave a little base for when you start the fire. That is enough. In order to sweep the chimney, this plate needs to come off, and it's very easy. Just comes off like this, and also I'll give it a good clean while it's off. And hopefully be able to see, but here there is a hole, and that is where the little chimney brush will be going in, and we can clean it. I'll go and get them. Here they are. Yes, we keep them in the loft.
Where else would you keep them? All tightly wrapped up so they don't get dirt all over the house, I'm pleased to say.
This is one of those weird jobs where it's a bit annoying doing it, but once you do it, it gives you so much satisfaction. I don't know why, it's just one of those things, because you get an immediate result. Newspaper, this is because there'll be some soot coming down. This is the sun. I don't know why we don't buy the sun.
I think I had, yeah, I don't know why I got it actually.
These brushes are really good, and they come with this little thread, and they get together like this. But important that I do them really tight, as I don't want to lose them up there. They're also very bendy, which is incredibly useful. The first one is always the more difficult one, as I need to find the hole. It is, I push upwards, and immediately you can see that there is some soot coming down. And once the first couple are in, it's very easy and straightforward, but I need to remember to do them nice and tight so that they don't get lost in the chimney. And as I push each pipe up, I'll go up and down, and then I'll move up again, up and down, up and down. As I go up now, I'll close the door slightly so that it keeps all of the dust inside, and I'll go up and down a few times, and I'll move on. I'll let you know by the time I'm at the very top how many I've used, and then you'll know how long my chimney is.
Oh, hello little bird.
Now this is my last road, and Julie's just popped outside to see if she can see the brush to the top of the chimney. Hey Genius!
Hello.
Can you see the brush?
Yep, I can. Yes, donkey, I can.
And having reached the top, I will now start going in reverse and unscrewing my rods. But as I go down, I will do exactly the same, up and down a few times to ensure that any residual soot is also removed. That was my 9th rod, and this is my 10th rod, which is obviously where the brush is also attached, which makes my chimney up to the very, very top, where the metal little casing is 10 meters long, roughly. The reason why I used some newspaper earlier is because we are not going to be putting this in the garden or composting, as it's got quite a bit of toxic stuff in it. So
some people do, but
yeah,
I just don't like the look of it.
And
I can't see how that can break down very much. So
you go in this plastic bag, and this will go in our general waste bin, and the council will deal with it accordingly. And this is ready to go back in the loft until the end of the winter, when I'll clean it again. Occasionally though, we do get an expert or professional chimney sweeper, I call them experts, who come and does our chimney to ensure that the chimney is in good nick still, and also give me an assessment of the cleanness and how well we do the job. But generally it's pretty good. While we are here, let me just briefly show you the inside of the wood burner. These are 5 bricks. There is 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is broken, but I'm not too worried about it. And they've got immense good properties as they collect the heat, and they will then gently release it, and they're really, really good. And that is also what I've got in my pizza oven to cook pizzas. Not those, different types, but they're excellent. Next thing is to clean the glass, and I do this regularly, once a week or whenever I do the cleaning of the tray from the ashes. I've got this special sponge, which is a bit like sandpaper, but it's not sandpaper, and it cleans the glass beautifully. I'll show you here with this one. This is the before, and like magic, I'll go with my sponge, and it will become lovely and clear.
I need to give it some welly.
Here you can see most probably better from this direction. See how beautiful and clean it is. And we're ready to put it back together, but let me show you something else. These are a couple of vents, and they allow the air to go in, and the fire will get the oxygen from here, but when it goes really strong we will close it. And these are also very similar, but they adjust the amount of smoke which goes up the chimney, and also if I keep it open, then a lot of heat will go up, but if I close it, a lot of the heat will come in the house. However, by closing it, the glass will get a little bit more dirty quicker, but it doesn't matter because it's about the heat. This plate is where the fire will be going against and stops all of the heat going up the chimney. I'll just give a very quick clean with my gloves. It's not a big deal. It will get dirty very, very quickly. And I can put it back in place now. I'll do the reversal of what I did earlier. Up it goes and left. Dead easy. Next is the little guard which I removed earlier. Again, a very quick clean. And I'll just clean here as there are some ashes, and I'll push them out of the way. This little hole here is the latch, which is where this will go to lock the door. And again, it slots in very, very easily. And then left door goes first. This latch here will go in and lock the door.
Are you pleased with them?
Yeah, always, as pleased as one can be. And I will give it now a good clean with a hoover, and then we will be ready to start the fire this evening, and I'll show you that later. This, by the way, this fan is triggered by the heat once it reaches a certain temperature, and you'll start going around like a loony. The idea being that the hot air get pushed into the room and it circulates better. I will be honest with you, I'm not really sure how effective they are, but we've got it, so we just use it. We're about to swap places, not because I want Julie to hoover, but because Julie absolutely loves when there is lots of muck on the floor and hoovering and seeing the immediate result. So there you go, Julie, knock yourself out.
Thanks, dear. That's the bag of goodies that need to be burnt this evening. And she's all pretty again.
Earlier we decided to go for a walk on the beach. We went to Sheringham and have some fish and chips. And we back, it's dark and it's cold. And I've still got my coat and my cap on because I need to start the fire. So I'm going to show you what I do. Who said that junk mail didn't have a place in the world? We got this little LED gadget, which is really good, but you just need to take your time. And we love junk mail in this house. We also use these eco-friendly fire lighters, which we recently discovered. I'm not sure how effective they are in terms of being eco-friendly.
That's me, I'm afraid. I've got this thing about eco-friendly things.
Just push them in like this. And some of the bits of wood which I collected today, some when they were delivered by Francis and Gary, and some of the loose bits, I'll use them as a little kindling for now. And that is enough for now. I'll just close the doors. I open this vent. I'll leave these vents open as well. And a couple of minutes and I'll pick up. And then we can add a little bit more wood. So the kindling are doing their job very nicely and the temperature is beginning to rise. I've got this little stove thermometer which is a magnet and it sticks on the chimney like this. And at the moment the temperature of the chimney pipe is about 100 centigrade in temperature, or 200 in Fahrenheit. The next step is to add some more wood, but I'll add a couple of 2 or 3 little pieces first. And that will allow the fire to gradually build up. And once this little needle will move into this area here, the silver area, the temperature of the pipe will be considerably greater, and that is when I can start adding more wood. And you will see that this little fan is also a good indicator, as it will start going round, indicating that also the stove is getting very hot, because this plate will obviously heat up, and that will be picked up by the fan. So about 2 or 3 minutes again, and that will start going round. But I'll show you. Also, I find it interesting that the wood burners start making this crackling noise. Can you hear it? That is obviously the metal which is slightly expanding as the wood burner gets hotter and hotter. The temperature of the chimney is rising very quickly. If you look at the needle, it's pointing at 340 Fahrenheit in terms of temperature, and it's 160, 170 centigrade. Also, it's within that silver area, which I'm not sure if you can read it, is labeled best operation. So that means that as long as it stays within that area, will be the best and optimal space for the wood burner to operate. And my fan should start going around any moment. And there it is, it's about to take off, speeding speeding, building speed, just like an aeroplane, and it will go faster and faster, and eventually it'll stop once the fire goes down. And obviously, as the temperature is rising, the wood burner is hotter, so I'll put a glove on, and I'll add a couple of larger pieces of wood. So, close the door, shut the vent, including the one on the top. And I can go and take my clothes off and put my Monster Inc. outfit, or what is it, Cookie Monster, the Cookie Monster outfit on, and then I'll say cheerio.
Oh, there she is, look, roaring away, lovely and warm now. And where is my lovely husband?
I'm over here, and you will not be surprised to hear that this is my favourite spot in my favourite outfit, my Sally outfit.
No. You're more like, definitely more like Cookie Monster. That's a definite Cookie Monster outfit.
That's
his onesie.
This is something maybe that you can decide for us. Do you think he's the Cookie Monster or Sally from Monster Inc? And this is something that also my children purchased for me for my birthday. That speaks volume, doesn't it? Anyway, this is my favorite spot, and from here I watch the television, which is opposite to me, but also I write some of my stories. And I do sometimes some book work and relax, and it's an ideal spot. It's pumping out heat, as Julie said, and it's absolutely wonderful. And I just wanted to show you something though, just a moment. Listen to this. Creepy, isn't it? That has inspired me, funny enough, to write one of my little stories. So at some point in the near future, there will be a story with
A creaky wood door.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it for you. But to finish the video, this is the third form of heat, and that is arguably maybe one of the more enjoyable ones, because that's when you can relax and enjoy it. So hopefully you have got a little bit of a glimpse of life in the country, in the Norfolk countryside.
With a wood burner.
With a wood burner, yes, and my lovely neighbours that deliver the wood and has entertained you. Until next time, ciao ciao, see you later, and have a lovely evening.